Let's just talk about the duo itself, saxophone and guitar. How do you make that work?
Well, she's not going to say this, but I will. As far as saxophonists go, I think Chika has a really unique sound. I think it wouldn't work with just any saxophonist. There's something about her sound where it can be like a human voice singing. It can be a cello. It can be a violin. I mean, she's very good. I forget it's a saxophone most of the time. So guitar and saxophone is a beautiful combination, but I think she really makes it work.
Nice. How about volume challenges? I feel like saxophone is significantly louder than guitar. How do you do when you play concerts?
Yeah, so like you said, saxophone is really loud. I do try to control that a lot, but even then, saxophone is loud, so we amplify the guitar sound.
Yeah. So let's talk amplification.
Right.
Maybe you can there are probably some purists out there who are like, oh, you shouldn't be amplifying. So maybe you can dispel why you need to amplify in this situation. And also, I'd love to hear what kind of gear you're using too.
Yeah. Well, it didn't come easy. I stubbornly played the first few concerts. Like, we'll make it work. And, I played really loud and she tried to back off. And
I had to keep telling him, play louder.
Yes.
You know that feeling well.
So, clearly that wasn't going to work. And I've got a really, loud guitar. It's a Rafael Moreno.
It's a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, it's a great guitar, but you need more. So I tried a couple of different things. I won't shame any amps that I tried, but the first was a German acoustic guitar amp. And I would just run a microphone into that. Mm-hmm. And it didn't work that well. There wasn't a lot of clarity. We get a lot of like low hums and stuff, especially on bass strings. So that was inconsistent. We tried it a few times. Then moved on to little PA speakers with mixers on back. And that worked really well, except for the first time we used it, we were playing with orchestra in February or March, something like that. And the tech person was like, okay, leave it off, because I come out and I plug my mic in, and then I'll flip it on. This was so clear. And I got out there and I thought I was flipping it on. I was actually flipping it off, and then we proceeded to play with a full orchestra.
Unamplified.
Yeah,
nice.
Which is weird. Actually, in that room, people heard me.
Oh, so good. That's good.
They said it was fine. But so I learned something there, which is if the light's not on, don't start playing. But what I finally figured out was, first off, the right mic for me, I'm really loving, is this 2-mic. And I don't know if you know what the 2-mic is, but
yes,
yeah, they're amazing. They, there's a little Velcro thing that goes on the heel, then kind of winds its way. A gooseneck with two microphones.
Right above the fretboard, right? Mm-hmm. You can lay it in, and then there's one condenser that goes underneath the strings and one that goes in further into the body, right?
Perfect, yeah. So that goes in completely out of the way. You don't have to worry about a mic, in front of your hand. Feedback issues pretty much non-existent. And it's a really, really, really pure sounding microphone. And I'm using their number one recommendation as far as amplification goes, which is the LD Systems Stinger, which is another little powered amp. And you've got to have phantom power if you're using a 2-mic as well. So it's got phantom power, and I love it. So.
This is good info. I hope guitarists are listening, because while we love playing acoustically, I'm a firm believer. I'm in the camp of, if you're playing with a louder instrument, you simply I think you've just got to mic, because otherwise you don't have any subtlety in your playing.
Yeah.
And if you want to get that subtlety, you need to boost yourself at least to the level of the other instrument. So hearing about this gear, I think, is very useful.
Well, for me, it's a black and white issue. It's like, do you want to be heard? And if the answer is yes,
yeah, there you go. Pretty simple.
It's not more complicated than that.
Yeah.
If you want the guitar to be heard. So, until somebody can invent a guitar that's as loud as a Steinway, we're going to have to, have a little help.
Right, and it makes a huge difference for me as well to have the body of sound